Falcons just got thrown a massive curveball. And I mean a big curveball. Like the kind that can completely change how you thought that this offseason was going to go. Because right now, it's looking like the Falcons may only have 2 real options for their next head coach. And that's it. And in this video, I'm going to break this all down and tell you about a report that came out that will shock you and everyone you know. Now, this all starts with a report from Josina Anderson. And when Josina speaks, you listen. Because she generally does not throw stuff out there just to throw it out there. And here's what she said. And this is important. Trust me. And I'm going to read you because it's kind of elevated language. I don't know why it's wrote like this. But then I'm going to break it down for you after. Now, she said, quote, "I'm told there's been a recent interest expressed, at the very least, in speaking with Bill Belichick on an exploratory basis from two teams per league source. My understanding is Belichick has upper-level personnel still fond of him in Atlanta, New York, and Cleveland." Let that sink in for a second. Upper-level personnel still fond of Bill Belichick in Atlanta? That basically tells us one thing very clearly. Arthur Blank never stopped wanting Bill Belichick in Atlanta. And that's the curveball. Because what this means is the Falcons' coaching future may be way more narrow than anyone thought. Right now, it looks like the Atlanta Falcons have 2 staring options to be their next head coach. Number 1, Raheem Morris keeps his job. And option number 2, Bill Belichick becomes the next head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. And that's it. No long list of young coordinators, no hotshot offensive minds, no Clint Kubiak, no Robert Salah, no surprise candidate coming out of nowhere, just Raheem Morris or Bill Belichick. And here's where it gets even crazier. If Raheem Morris gets fired, it's probably for Bill Belichick. And if Bill Belichick doesn't come to Atlanta, then Raheem Morris is probably staying. Those 2 things are directly tied together. And that is why this report matters so much. Because if you remember last offseason, Arthur Blank wanted Bill Belichick bad. I mean, he wanted him extremely badly. I don't even know if that makes sense. I mean, he was on his yacht. And by most accounts, he was talked out of it by Rich McKay or Terry Fontenot or both. But now, after another disappointing season, after more inconsistency, the interest clearly never went away. Now let's talk about Bill Belichick for a second, because I know this fan base is kind of split on him. Actually, I've seen him and his recent approval rating go up in Atlanta, so he might be the coach, actually. I will say this. On the positive side, you're talking about one of the greatest football minds of all time. Period. The structure, the discipline, the ability to build a defense, the credibility that he brings the second he walks into the building. The Falcons would immediately feel serious. And realistically, Bill Belichick would not come here without a plan. He would hire a pretty strong offensive coordinator, maybe someone like Brian Daboll, or another proven play caller that's been in the system. And defensively, you know exactly what you're getting. But there is a downside. If Bill Belichick comes in, there's a very real chance that the Atlanta Falcons could lose Jeff Ulbrich, and that's a big deal because the defense finally has continuity and identity in Atlanta. You're basically trading continuity for control, and that's the gamble. So when you zoom out and look at this whole thing, this is why this is such a curveball. A week ago, if you asked me who the Falcons' next head coach would be, I probably would say Raheem Morris. Because it is what it is. Now this report, it changes everything. Because Josina Anderson doesn't guess on her reports. She reports what she's told. And if she's saying upper level people in Atlanta are still fond of Bill Belichick, that tells us that the door is very much open for Bill Belichick to go to Flowery Branch to be the next head coach. So Falcons fans, brace yourself. Because the Falcons' next head coach might not be who you expect. And the decision might already be narrowing itself down. Bill Belichick, Raheem Morris, and that's it. That's all I got to say. But if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And if you want to see more videos like this, check this one out right here. And like always, peace.